Okay. Let's start the discussion. First of all, I will start with the JavaScript part, and then we'll move ahead with the React part.
Okay.
Okay. Let me share my screen. Could you please confirm onto the screen currently what you are seeing right now?
Yeah, Notepad.
Okay, empty notepad. Okay. Let's start the discussion. What is hosting in JavaScript?
So hosting basically in JavaScript where variable and function declaration move to the top of current scope during the runtime. So
During the
basic,
runtime.
yeah, during code execution. So their declaration like function or a variable, whatever we have declared. So it's moved to the top of their scope.
Okay. And what will happen to the where, sorry, let and const in terms of hosting?
So they are also get hosted, like related cost also get hosted, but the value don't initialize like with undefined. Like in case of where the value will get initialized with undefined. I mean JavaScript basically assigned a value undefined to the where during the hosting, but in case of let or const, it don't happen.
Okay, what will it give me then?
It will give error like if you try to access the value before the initialization, so you will get a reference error like you are trying to access before initialization, something like this. But with where it won't give any uh, error, you will get the value of undefined.
Okay. I'm writing down this code. What will be the output here? What will be the output of this one? So I have a user object in which I have a data property of an array type with the names and goods object. Then I click handler function with the passing the event and then console log this dot data, etc. And then okay, so remove you can remove the event from here also, no needed. So and then we have another function user click handler. Okay, sorry. We have event user click handler, then we are passing handler here function. So what will the output here? I have this thing here. Okay, so if I have to say, if I write down personal person dot show full name, you know, what will the output here?
So it will be the same like output, like first one and last one.
First one, last one. Okay. So suppose if I want first two, last two, using this function, how can I achieve that?
So you need to like inherit the person object. Like you can use here underscore proto underscore, and then we can use person here inside the another function. We can do like after last
Pro.
name, after last name
Okay.
in another
Proto.
function, yeah,
Proto.
proto.
Any other way regarding this? If I if I don't want to change anything in this code.
I'm not able to recall the
Okay. What is function borrowing in JavaScript?
function.
Method borrowing, function borrowing. Have you heard the terms?
Function borrowing, I haven't heard the term.
Okay, no problem. Do you know this syntax in JavaScript?
With double question mark.
Yes. Or uh, either of oh,
The
these
second
two.
one I know. Uh, I can
What is that?
explain the second one. Better I will write in chat. Target any property in object. We do like this way, like object ampersand object dot name. But this is just hotter syntax to like target that property. So this is used nowadays in place of this.
Okay. Mhm. What are the closures in JavaScript?
So closures basically provide a access. It provide a access to the outer scope function from the inside of the inner function. That is like what closure.
Okay. And what is function currying?
Function calling basically where the function accept multiple argument and turning into a sequence of functions with single argument.
Okay. And can you give me any example of function currying in React?
Um,
Okay, no problem. What will the output of this one?
so output it will be greater Noida only.
Why
Uh,
greater Noida?
so actually here you have done the hello copy here. So, if this hello copy, like if it change any property value, then it will also reflected into the copy value.
Mhm.
So, due to shallow copy, it's happening. So, it's affecting the copy object as well. If you're making change,
What will the output of this one?
it will be true. Output will be true. I think.
Okay, let's move down on to the React part. Uh, what is React?
So React is a JavaScript library which is used for uh, building the interactive UI, um, and it is mainly focused on the view part of the MVC architecture. Follow the component-based approach to build a scalable UI.
Okay, but the synthetic event in React?
Sorry,
Synthetic event in React.
synthetic events in React, like we have stop. We have one like prevent default and stop propagation. So these are the synthetic event uh, in React.
Event dot stop propagation and
Sorry.
Event dot stop propagation like prevent default. These are the synthetic events.
Yes, yes.
But as far as I know, the stop propagation and like event prevent default is being used to prevent the default behavior of form and like anchor tag, etc. And stop propagation is for bubbling and capturing things.
Yeah, like these are the events basically which will work, which will have the same behavior across the different browser. So that's why it's called the synthetic event. There is a wrapper. I mean, there is a wrapper provide the same kind of behavior across different browsers. So that's why it's called the synthetic event.
So I think you have used the class-based component, right? So I'm not going to ask, what is state and props. So suppose you have, you know, a class-based component and in which you have a state with the counter value 0, right? Now I have these statements. Okay. What will be the output of console log statement? Say
And what is the I mean initial state of
0,
counter?
0.
So it will be zero.
What is this dot set state basically?
This dot state basically update the state.
So when we run this dot set state, will it immediately update the state or how?
Yeah, it is basically this dot state is asynchronously. So it
Okay.
won't update the state immediately. Uh, take some time actually behind the scene.
Okay, so you mentioned the life cycle. So what are those?
So life cycles like we have like get get derived state from the, then we have like component did mount should component update get snapshot before update component did update and component will unmount.
Okay. The component will unmount. Any other life cycle method you want to phrase?
For like error part we have two more life cycle for error boundaries like component did cache and get derived state from error.
Get derived state from error. So you have used the React hook. Okay. So do I want to implement the component did mount. Okay. Component did update and should component update using the React lifecycle hook. How can means React hook? How can I achieve that?
Yeah, so component did mount we can use for like we can use effect and for component did update we can use here use callback sorry not use use effect only we can use to achieve component did update and should component update we can achieve with use callback.
So suppose I didn't pass any second argument to use effect. You know. So what will happen in that case?
So in that case, like use effect will run on every render. It will execute on every render.
Suppose I have a large project and it takes quite a time to build the project. So I want to optimize this time. So how can I achieve those things?
So for like optimization, like uh, we can use here like code splitting. We can use with React Lazy. So instead of sending like large JavaScript file, we can divide this JavaScript file into a multiple a small chunk file with the help of Lazy. So this method uh, provided by React to uh, split the code.
Okay.
So that means we have to like bring the component in our root dynamically.
Mm-hmm.
So, and also along with we have to also use uh, suspense to achieve code splitting.
So do you have any knowledge about Webpack?
Yeah, so Webpack is basically used to optimize our React application. Also provide some security to our React application by minifying our JavaScript file and it, it will have like multiple entries. We define multiple entries for different file that we will be using in application. For JavaScript will have different entries. For HTML and CSS will have different entries. Uh, we use plugin to optimize image HTML plugin.
Mm, so you mentioned that you haven't worked on to the micro front end part, right? But you have knowledge onto that.
Yeah, yeah.
So what kind of knowledge you have onto that? What is micro front end and how can I achieve that?
So micro frontend basically build a small application instead of working on one large application. So suppose suppose we have decided to divide a big application into a different company. So this company will work on landing. This company will work on this page.
How can achieve that? How can we achieve that? You know, what changes are required in our React application to do that? Do you have any
So
idea about that?
yeah, we use model addressing plugin. So we basically expose our file in with remote entry. So we use a Webpack plugin called module addressing, which help us to achieve this micro content application. And in that file, whatever the main root file we have our application, we expose those files, and
Okay.
there will be a container which basically handling all the micro content application. So in the container part, we basically grab those file which we have exposed from our different micro content uh, application.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. So have you used Mobex for
Mobex,
the state managed?
no, Mobex, I have used. Only Redux I have used, Redux and Redux Toolkit.
Only Redux. Okay. So can you explain me the flow of
So Redux flow is like we will have like actions, reducer, store, and view. So to trigger a state change in our React application, we dispatch an action. So action basically define like what is it's basically describing like what is going to happen, and it can accept some additional information. from component like payload it can have. Then action will reach to the reducer. So where we basically write a logic to update the state. Then reducer will basically inform the store like state has been updated. Then store will basically inform to like React component that you need to re-render because the state has got changed. So this is like how Redux flow works. So it's follow in unidirectional way. Uh,
Okay, so have you worked on that switch from my side?